The Man Who Tricked a Ghost. Written by Laurence and pictures by Isidore Seltzer. Once there was a man named Sung who was very brave. Nothing scared him. He would picnic in graveyards and nap in haunted houses. We are all forms of the same thing, he liked to say, which makes us all cousins. So why should I be afraid? One day he went to visit a friend in a distant village and enjoyed himself so much that he stayed until sunset. His friend tried to get Sung to stay overnight. "Travelers have vanished here at night," his friend warned. "Now no one uses the road when it's dark." "Good, I hate crowds," Sung said, and left his friend's village. The road was dark and deserted, but Sung strolled along happily until he heard a jingling sound. "So," he said, "there's one other brave person out tonight." From a side path stepped a fierce warrior who wore antique armor made of rhinoceros hide with metal scales. Sung was so surprised at the outlandish outfit that he blurted out, "Who are you?" The warrior slapped its chest so its scales clinked. "I'm a ghost. Who are you?" Sung thought quickly. "I'm a ghost too. That makes us cousins." The ghost nodded politely. "Where are you from, cousin?" "I'm going home to Courtesy Town," Sung said. The ghost beamed as it spread out its arms. "Why, that's where I'm going too. There's a fool there named Sung who claims he isn't afraid of ghosts, so I'm going to teach him a lesson." Sung smiled. "What happens if you don't scare him, cousin?" "I'll kill him," the ghost said. As they tramped along, Sung tried to think of a way out of his predicament. In the meantime, the ghost boasted about the many humans it had scared out of their wits. After a few miles, the ghost halted. "It's a long walk to Courtesy Town. Why don't we take turns carrying each other?" Sung couldn't think of an excuse, so he agreed. "You can carry me first," he said. When the ghost squatted down, Sung climbed on its back. The ghost grunted. "You're awfully heavy for a ghost." Again, Sung thought quickly. "I'm new. I'll grow lighter when I get to be as old a ghost as you." After another mile, the ghost announced it was Sung's turn and set him down on his feet. "Just how do you plan to scare Sung anyway?" he asked the ghost. "Watch this." The ghost's hair rose up in flaming spikes like twisted sword blades. Sung, however, wasn't the least bit impressed. "I knew Sung quite well when I was alive. He'd just tell you to comb your hair." "Wait, that's not all," the ghost bragged. Its eyes started to glow a blood red, then it jerked off its head. Sung merely yawned. "Since he can't afford candles, he might ask you to lend him your head as a lantern." The ghost's head frowned from where it rested upon its palm. "This Sung must be pretty tough after all. Maybe I should just kill him and be done with it." Sung shook his head. "But if you do that, who will tell the other humans how fierce you are? If you'll give me tips about ghosting, I'll help you figure out a way to scare Sung." "Done," the ghost agreed. Jamming its head back upon its shoulders, the ghost climbed onto Sung's back. Though the ghost weighed nothing at all, Sung pretended to lean forward under his burden. They changed places a number of times, and during each switch the ghost tried a different shape, one more hideous than the other, and each time Sung laughed and made fun of the ghost's disguise. Finally, as an irritated ghost slid onto his back, Sung said, "I've answered all your questions about Sung. Now it's your turn to answer my questions about being a ghost. What frightens us the most?" "Shh! We never talk about that," the ghost warned. "Somebody might overhear." Hiding his disappointment, Sung questioned his passenger about other ghostly secrets instead. When they came to a stream, Sung set the ghost down at the edge of the water. "You first," he said. Silently, the ghost drifted across the water to the other bank. Not a ripple disturbed the surface. Of course, when Sung tried to cross, he splashed loudly. The ghost stared at him as he climbed out of the stream. "You're awfully noisy for a ghost." As Sung climbed, dripping onto the riverbank, he scolded the ghost. "Didn't your parents teach you any manners? Don't make fun of me just because I'm not as expert a ghost as you." The ghost was so ashamed that he had tried to apologize, but Sung shook his head. "If you really wanted to make up for your rudeness, you'd tell me what to watch out for." Feeling guilty, the ghost leaned close to Sung's ear to whisper, "Watch out for human spit." "Why?" Sung whispered back. The ghost shuddered. "Because once we are spat upon, we cannot change our shape." The ghost still had not found a scary enough form when they reached Courtesy Town the next morning. However, Sung urged the ghost to come with him so it could see its enemy's home. Disguising himself as a farmer, the ghost walked side by side with Sung. Because it was market day, there was a large crowd of people on the road. There were farmers with baskets of vegetables, fishermen with trout fresh from the river, and shepherds with whole flocks of sheep. When they were near the gates, Sung pounced upon the ghost and easily lifted it over its shoulder. "Let me go!" the ghost shrieked. "I'm going to take you to the temple and have the priests destroy you," Sung said, and ran through the gates and into the center of town. "Make way, everyone! I've got a ghost!" When the crowd turned around, though, they only laughed. "It looks more like a ram," a farmer shouted back. Puzzled, Sung lowered the ghost and saw that the clever creature had changed itself into a fleecy white sheep. Sung was so surprised that he almost lost his grasp on the wiggling animal. The ghost butted and kicked, squirmed and bit, but Sung managed to hold on to it. "You've just tricked yourself," Sung laughed, and before the ghost could change again, Sung spat on it. The crowd laughed even louder. "It's too late to give it a bath," a fisherman joked. "This is one special beast," Sung announced. The shepherds had to agree. None of them had ever seen a sheep with fleece as fine as the ghost's. They fought one another to buy it, until Sung finally sold the ghost for 1,500 copper coins. Jingling the many strings of cash in his hands, he started off for home. If he was new at being a ghost, he was even newer at being rich. But he liked it. The original story of the man who tricked a ghost was first published in the 3rd century AD, making it one of the first ghost stories to appear in print in China. An emperor himself was said to have written it down.